What's up, everybody? It's Mike.
It's Dan.
It's you?
Now, we all understand that prettier people usually have an easier life, right?
Yes, I would say that in this world, although I don't agree with it.
Usually.
If you are better looking, you do enjoy certain advantages. I don't agree with that.
I remember back
do.
in high school, we were watching this old investigation video where they actually did this is like a professionally done research. Back then, they literally had a good-looking person stand in front of her broken down car,
right?
And everyone will stop to help.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
And then less attractive female would do it, and like rarely does someone stop and help.
No.
Oh,
they still do that right now, like experiments. They go on the street, good, nice looking girl, ask for, even guys. It's not just both,
guys too, yeah.
But then if you don't look so attractive, no one's gonna stop.
They're saying in a job interview, let's say you have the same qualification, but one of you is better looking, the better looking person will typically get the job.
I think that definitely exists, and I wish it wasn't like that, but it's absolutely a truth. I mean, you read these studies out every year. It's like how attractive a woman is will actually affect how much she's paid, how quickly she's promoted. I think what the study at the end of the day is trying to say is if you're better looking, or if you have other things kind of like people kind of know that you're really hardworking, or they feel like you have this kind of really sad backstory or something like that, they are more likely, it's not just looks, but certain factors are likely to influence how the professor or teacher is going to grade you. Like they cannot objectively grade you. Not when it comes to math or science, but more like subjective courses, you know? They can't keep those things out of their head. And what they're trying to say is the teachers don't do it on purpose. Like they're not like, yeah, this guy is really cute, so I'm gonna give him 100%, and this guy's ugly, and I'm gonna give this guy like 70%. It's more like, it's almost like they're wired to do that.
But I feel like I already knew that. Of course, everyone.
That's what everyone knows.
Well, you don't think about that for school. You typically you think about it in the workspace or in a social context, but you don't think about it in school where teachers are supposed to be the ultimate equalizers. They're like, hey, everybody's the same. Everyone's you can be president, you can be president, you can be an astronaut. I feel like that's why it's surprising, because grades, academics, that's all supposed to be a level playing field, right? Isn't that what people teach in school? Is like, hey, we're all the same, treat everyone the same. So that's just surprising that in school they're saying this also happens.
Right. Yeah, and they say better looking, those of the same race, those that are hardworking or like smart, gifted in some way, they're likely to get better grades. I always kind of knew that better looking people kind of like, they might not have happier lives, but sometimes they'll get more perks. Like other people will help them out more, like we just discussed. But I'm like, that's really surprising me that people of the same race, that would impact how people grade.
Do you guys ever watch 30 Rock?
I mean, sometime I've seen it before.
I love 30 Rock. Anyways, there's a skit they always bring back in 30 Rock where this guy, he's a doctor, okay? But like, I mean, this is really funny. He's a doctor, and he's like, but he's not a doctor. He knows nothing about medicine. He's only became a doctor because he's so good looking. Like they just love him into medical school, and they give him, and nobody says anything bad about him. The whole skit was like he has a bubble where he's so good looking. Everybody just tells him whatever he wants. He's like, he's gonna be a pilot. He's like, yeah, I got my pilot's license. He's like, yo, and he's like, yeah, I can ride a motorcycle, although he can't do anything. Yeah. But everyone's like,
that's like a joke. That's like the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That is just, I mean, it's funny, but it's also kind of sad.
Yeah.
But the researchers that conducted the study basically said that they didn't just randomly conduct the study. One of them was saying, well, I first started to think about this because I had a student who was really hardworking, and I knew that she kind of had a sad backstory, like she was either abused when she was little or something like that, and he said that it was really hard for him to put that aside when he graded her stuff. It's almost like you want to give her a higher grade because she's such a great person, she's so uplifting, she went through all the stuff.
I think so. I think I would be the same. Because let's say if I have a kid in class and he's just a jerk.
Oh yeah.
Mean. Like if there's a way for me to be like kind of like, all right, I can give him the point if I wanted to. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. I mean, you're always biased in some way. I mean, at the end of the day, it could be someone's personality, your looks, and we all know this. Like, better looking people, they'll oftentimes get these random perks, and then and then apparently even race and other factors, And it's kind of like, as the researchers said, it's not like they're doing it on purpose. But
so you think there's more to life than just being really, really, really ridiculously good looking? really.
But and this was a pretty big study. They said it was like 20 studies. These two professors did like
can I ask you guys
studies.
something?
Yeah.
I hope my tax dollars did not go towards the study, because if my tax money went to like professors going, hey, let me study if good-looking kids get better grades, like
or kids with sad backgrounds
like,
get better
honestly,
grades.
I did not need to know that. I'm sorry. Like that's great.
Right.
You got published. I did not need to know that.
Well, I feel like we already more or less kind of expected these results, but I feel like now it's actually on paper.
Because it feels like a YouTube channel more than like a scientific study.
Right.
It feels like some YouTuber could have done it.
Yeah.
Well,
because it's like.
Well, I think it's valuable in the sense because people are constantly.
But what's the point of that? What is that doing?
No. You know what? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
Now that this is actually a study and people know this is a thing, they're recommending a new system of grading where either they have someone else grade that class's stuff, like where they don't know the students, third party grader, or blind grading, not seeing the names or just grading.
I mean, in theory, I do like that. In theory, it's like anything, third party verification. But in practice, it would never work. Because our tax dollars already pay for. Well, this is in Australia, but I'm just saying, like in America, let's say you can't afford another unless it was like. You can't afford a completely unbiased third-party verification system because it costs too much money.
But
in theory, it would work. Yes.
I think the blind grading might work because you don't
have the name.
But sometimes you'll recognize the handwriting.
But
here's the thing: if you nowadays people type, maybe that could work. I don't know. That's the point of the study: is to identify the problems and try to come up with better ways of objectively grading things.
I think it's kind of useless, but that's just my opinion.
2016. Don't you think they should have figured this out like 40 years ago, because we knew that's what the case.
We knew it was in the workplace. We guess we just didn't realize it was in the classroom too.
Well, let us know what you think about this. Do you feel like this is like, a very valuable information to have had? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you. Bye.